Alright, hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and welcome back to the Ni No Kuni, the Wrath of the White Witch Let's Play. And if you did miss out during the last one, well, we just went and did some extra exploring around within the Ding Dong Dell area. We now do have access to the weapons and equipment shop from the king that we did go and meet up with, and surprisingly enough, that type of king that we went and saw is a little bit familiar to the same type of cat that we just went and met up around within Motorville. And speaking about with Motorville, we do have to go and return back to our own world. That is going to happen because we have to go and meet up with that certain cat that is going to happen around. Because during our time when we went and head back into the actual kingdom, into the castle area for what was going on there, we did get to see that it looks like King Tom just kind of ran off again, so we have no idea where he went off to. I know that we did go and help him out a little bit, well, a little bit within the last episode. We had to go and find a red herring to go and give that certain fish to him so that he can at least be somewhat a little bit happy, but it seemed like that didn't really work out, so we had to go and find somebody that had the enthusiasm, just like how it happened before with that other previous soldier, and make sure that he got all boosted up and back to his happy state once again. And looks like we went and did that, but have no idea what happened from there. Now we are gonna have to go and meet back up with that weird, strange, mysterious girl that we keep on appearing up here every so often around within our time of Motorville, and we're finally gonna be able to get what her name is gonna be all about within just in a few seconds. Now, while we are here in Motorville, within these two videos for today, we are going to be jumping on into some more of the Final Fantasy X Let's Play. Pretty excited about with that, because if you guys don't know, we are going to be heading into the Klika Temple, getting our second summon that is going to be out there for Yuna. And not only that, but we are going to have to go and do another little boss battle before heading on into the actual Klika Temple itself. So that's going to be pretty interesting from there. And hopefully, at least crossing our fingers, we can go and get the special reward that's going to happen within the temple as well, too. Because it seems like majority of all these different temples that we're going to be heading on into with all these cloister trials, there's always going to be a little certain special something that we should be able to go and pick up while we're here. So there's that conscious girl again. I know that she always kept on telling us always before of just to be careful and don't be doing what we're doing. And then sometimes we kind of do it anyways. And then that's what happened with Oliver's mom. And I guess we were somewhat of the cause of that situation. So apparently she actually knows where Mr. Kitty's going to be. So we have to go and do a little bit of a tag along with P. So let's go and figure out where exactly this cat is going to be happening around over here. Now, mind you, we are going to be heading into our very first dungeon, which that is going to be known as the Ding Dong Well. Now, again, majority of what's going to happen within Ding Dong Well, I will do a whole bunch of editing with everything that's going to happen from here, from all the different from all the different enemy battles that we go and face off with. Because just like how we did it before in the overworld, all of those different enemies that we meet up with, I'll show it off. And then afterwards, I'll just do some off-record training and whatnot, and then just try to level up all the guys that we are going to have. Now, we are going to be picking up with a brand new familiar at some point, and we will be getting to use him during the time of our very first dungeon, and that's going to be really nice. And by the way, if you guys ever do want to go and leave a comment down below, I will always go and try to do a nickname for any of you guys that do go and say anything within the comments, so that I'll go and try to name one after you. I will be going and nicknaming some of my different online friends as well too, for different familiars as well. So looks like we just went and found where the cat's at. So let's go and make sure that we pick him up and take him back to that lady again, back over at the shop there. So here we go. Did a little bit of a quick edit there, just so you guys don't have to see me have to run all the way back to there. But here we go. So we just found with Tom here, and it seems like he's not doing so good. I don't know. But it seems like he's a little bit better, so that's all good. So I guess he was just a little bit tired. Oh, so apparently I guess this cat, Tom, just went and ran around and found some mice. So it looks like we'll have to go and I guess search for these type of mice. That's gonna probably be back in the other world, I guess, if that's what's gonna be happening from here. Well, the mouse is a clue, I guess. Yeah. So it's time to go and use that gateway once again. Now, at least the good thing is that using this gateway, it's like a pretty nice, good little teleportation area. Then we can just kind of just go back and forth between with some stuff here. Now, pretty nice that it doesn't have to really worry about having to use any type of magic points or anything from there. So now we're right back here to Ding Dong Dell. And let's go, and I want to say head on over to where that one kid was at. If you guys remember from the last time when we had to go and use a little bit of some of his enthusiasm to kind of help out with the king. Well, we're going to have to go and meet up with that exact same guy again. And I believe during that time around, we will be able to now go and be able to go and finally get that next familiar that we do need. And I want to say that this is going to be the very first time, I want to say within this episode, that we are going to have to go and finally get to go and use the spring lock method that is going to happen within our specialized book, which because we never really used that yet. And that is going to become a very important magic spell to go and pickpocket, or well, not pickpocket, but more pick lock the different certain type of locks that we're going to be seeing here. But there's the next familiar. Now, unfortunately, with this familiar, though, that once we go and get him on the team, he is going to be sitting at level 1, so I wouldn't really want to go ahead and recommend on using him during the time of the different battles that are going to be happening here. But there is the actual name of this guy, so his name is known as Lamal. Isn't there, like, a band from, like, the 80s known as Lamal? Like, I think they had, like, one hit song, I think, before. I don't know why, but that was, like, the only one thing that literally happened into my head. But there we go. So we got ourselves with Binge there. Shout out to Binge-worthy Gaming. Always a great content creator, and I will always have to go and always nickname one after that online friend, of course. But now we got ourselves with a brand new type of special ability, though. It's known as Psych. Don't really know too much about it, though. And then you can just go and just let it go wild. Well, I guess we get to go and probably try that out a little bit later and see what happens from there. Alright, well, that's just literally about everything there for what our new familiar is going to be happening. And so I guess each different familiar is going to probably at least have some sort of special type of ability that happens within them as well. So we will be seeing that. So, even though that we don't really have a key, we can go and still bust it through. So with that, now just make sure that anytime that whenever there's like a certain situation they have to go and deal with, is that you kind of have to go and make sure that you kind of see like an exclamation point or like a question mark or something, and just make sure to kind of highlight over it, because sometimes trying to like do a certain type of action or something is not going to really go and work all that too much within the actual magic spells that happen, because we will be seeing that within here of the Ding Dong well, for what the Ding Dong well is going to be all about. So yeah, we got some brand new enemies here. Yeah, so Drippy is going to just be telling us that there's going to be some new enemies. Just be a little bit cautious about what's going to happen. Now, we're going to be battling out with some of these enemies directly right here. And you may possibly want to go and do a whole bunch of battles with these guys, because they actually have some pretty nice good drops. And I think it's known as Ice Coffee, I think. And the Ice Coffee can actually give you extra MP. So if you are into like a battle or something, and if, I guess for whatever reason, you run out of MP, you can actually go and use that within your provisions, and you can just bring back the MP from there. But now we're going to be learning the switch around function. This is going to be happening around within our different parties that is going to happen within our team. So there we go. We're going to go and switch around back into with King here. Even though that King does have the much better and special weapon of our choosing out here. So there we go. Those guys are literally no match. So we already went and taken care of that. And that was a very set and done deal right there. Look at that. Level 2 already. Yeah. Even though that, of course, Binge is already sitting at level 1, we'll probably be bringing him all the way back up in no time there. So here's also another battle. Even though that we're still battling out with the same exact type of guy that's going to be here, this robot. Not really. Well, there's going to be like a new enemy that's going to be dealing out here as well too, with the Naja or Naga, I think that's what his name is. So again, another type of enemy that doesn't really have too much of a problem, but you may want to be a little bit careful because I think he does have the poison status element that happens. So there we go. Got ourselves with the level 3 for binge. Very nice. And after a little bit of some time here, I don't really want to go and show you guys everything that's going to happen within this whole dungeon. Because again, it is somewhat a little bit like Dark Cloud 2, where you kind of like keep on walking for a very long time and you may probably get yourself lost. But at least the good thing is that here is that it's not like Dark Cloud 2, because we do have a guide point to let us know exactly where we need to head off into with. Now, this particular spot right here is that you want to actually do a certain type of puzzle code that needs to happen. And you can't really just go and just kind of light up with the fireballs like right away, because you kind of have to figure this out for yourself. And after a little bit of some time, we're just going to go and light up with the fireball here. So you want to put the first one there and then go over to the left. And then you need to go and do the last one, and that's going to be over to the right-hand side. And with that being said, once that is all said and done, all these different fire torches that are going to be right here will go and open up the way to the next, the next different part that's going to happen within the well. Now, just a reminder, there is going to be another type of part that's going to exactly happen during that exact same type of segment that we just ran on into with lighting up the torches, but it's going to be in a different type of way from here. And here it is right now. So yeah, so all those different enemies that I just went and just kind of saw from there, they're all still the same within this brand new area. So didn't really want to go and show off too much around that was happening here. But first things first that you want to go and do is actually light up this torch first. And let's just go and do that there. Now we want to go and make a beeline straight all the way down to where the King Tom statue is again. And this time around, this is going to be the second torch for this particular area. So we want to make sure to go and light up on that one. And then do the last one that's going to be here. And that should at least be able to now go and open up with the way of what we do need to do here. And just like that, it's already said and done. So all set there. Okay. So now it's time to do some exploring. Well, I guess just have to go and run into a little bit of a battle out here first. Now, this part here, in particular, I will have to go and show off on some of these different battles that's going to happen. Because we are going to be running into some new enemies around within our way. Now, remember when we went and saw that one strange familiar that was around here in the Ding Dong Well that was just happened like just a few seconds with that blue type of creature that's going to be here? Well, we are going to be seeing him within our point at some, well, just around here in this particular area right now. And we should be able to go and see him pretty soon. Now, we have to go and I want to say head through this particular area down over to the left-hand side. The other side is just completely blocked off. We can't really go and do anything about it. But here's a new enemy. So it's not those blue creatures just yet. But we just did go and see them right there. But yeah, we got ourselves a Danglefish. Danglefish and, what's his name? Bud? Okay. That just seems like a tongue twister all in itself for that one. But there we go. So now we're actually going to go and actually try out with Binge for a little bit. And we're going to go and try out with some of the different abilities that that Binge actually does have, so that we can kind of see what we got, see what we have in store here. And there we go. And just like that, Binge did a great job to go and do a little bit of some battle in there. Okay, so there's that Danglefish guy again. And by the way, there is a certain hidden treasure that you can go and find, just like in how Dark Cloud 2 kind of works as well. Because both Ni No Kuni and also Dark Cloud 2 are basically almost tied up together. Like they're almost like simultaneously, almost like, well, almost same type of dungeon base wise in a way. But unfortunately, this is also another going to be a chest that we don't really have a certain item for. So we can't do anything about it. And we're going to have to go about with this dude again. That's fine. Okay. So it's just only one Danglefish, so it's not all that too bad. Okay, so we're going to bring out with Mighty, or we'll bring out with King once again. And just like that, get the last bit of some cuts down. And there we are. And we did it. Not even a problem. And look at that, level 8 already for King. Now, there should be an exit point just somewhere right around here pretty soon. Oh, yeah. This is where I decided that I just didn't really want to go and have to battle out with that guy just yet. So instead, we're just going to go right around him once more. And there should be one particular path just right down here. Yes, here we go. Now we're on the right correcting area. Once you go and see this type of broken down way here, this is where we do want to go and finally start heading all the way up to the north side. And there we go. So that's going to end off the episode for today. See you guys in the next one, and peace.